guys, it's Two Games or Adam, and I am back once again doing another worst to best list here within COD Zombies, and this time we're gonna look at all the perks. So here in COD Zombies, there definitely aren't that many perks. We have a total of only 14 perks, and yes, I am including double tap twice because there's a 1.0 and a 2.0. In this video right here, it's not as predictable as you might think it is. There are definitely a couple of curveballs along the way, so make sure to watch until the end. Besides that, I really don't have much more to say, of course. I gotta say, drop a like on the video. Let's see if we can break 2,000 likes on today's worst to best list. That'd be amazing. If you are new here, hit that sub button. If you are a legend and already subbed, go ahead and turn on notifications so you guys know when I upload a video. And besides that, let's go ahead and figure out what the worst perk is here in COD Zombies. I don't know, guys. This one's gonna be a tough one. So in the 14 spots and the worst perk of all time in COD Zombies, it's kind of obvious. It's Tombstone, and Tombstone is just one big oof. Obviously, we know why Tombstone is in Zombies on a map like Transit, it being so big. If you end up downing and your teammates are, spread out, the chances of getting revived are slim. So with Tombstone, you can pretty much just die, bleed out, and keep all your pad weapons, all your perks, and you don't have to run on the map and buy everything over again. But the thing is, why would you waste a perk slot on Tombstone when you have, the original 4 perks, which are always so important, and then you have Stamina, when Stamina is so important on a map like Transit. So at the end of the day, Tombstone just isn't worth a perk slot. Maybe if there were 5 slots, but even then, I think a lot of people would still pass up on this perk. In the 13th spot, we have Who's Who, and this perk, it could have been good, guys. It could have been really damn good. But unfortunately, there's one thing that really brings down Who's Who, and that's solo mode. In co-op, I think Who's Who is actually really nice when you have your teammates spread around the map and you're not all camping and you end up downing. Who's Who is awesome. You can revive yourself pretty quickly. You never have a lot of zombies, but in solo mode, Who's Who is so bad. If you actually get this perk by accident, you're pretty much just screwing yourself over when you do end up going down, and you might as well just restart the game. So Who's Who in co-op is good, but since it's so horrifically bad in solo, I had to put it here in the 13th spot. In the 12th spot, I have Mule Kick, and if you haven't been around for a long time, before Mule Kick was added in on Moon, the community was always asking for a perk to give us more than 2 guns. We got Mule Kick on Moon, and no one really used it all that much. Now, the idea of this perk is awesome, having 3 guns, awesome, but is it really worth one of your 4 perk slots? A lot of the time, the answer is no. Personally, I feel like Mule Kick actually gets me killed more than it actually saves my life. Having the extra gun is nice, but personally, I'm okay with just 2 guns, and there are so many times where I need to switch guns quickly, and Mule Kick actually ends up getting me killed because I have 3 guns instead of 2. So in a game like BO1 or BO2, when you only have 4 perk slots, I don't think it's worth it. In BO3, if you want the 3rd gun, why not? But personally, I never really use this perk. In the number 11 spot, we have Double Tap 1.0, and Double Tap 1.0 is in World at War and in Black Ops 1 Zombies, and all this perk really does is increase your fire rate. And in a game like BO1 and World at War, where a lot of weapons aren't necessarily crazy powerful like some guns in BO2 and BO3, running out of ammo quickly is not ideal, and that's what Double Tap did. It took a gun like, let's say the Galil from BO1 Zombies. It was good, but just getting rid of your ammo faster wasn't always a good thing to do. So this perk was one of those perks that people would actually avoid. I remember in BO1, people would always say, don't get Double Tap. So when you're avoiding getting a perk, obviously it's not that great. In the number 10 spot, I have a perk that is very dear to me, and that is DEADSHOT Daiquiri Personally, I'm a fan of this perk now. It was first introduced on Call of the Dead in BO1 Zombies, and in BO1 it was okay. In BO3, I have to admit, it is pretty damn bad. But in BO2, I feel like DEADSHOT was at its peak. It was actually a really good perk in BO2. On a map like Mob of the Dead, it was insane. On a map like Origins, it was really damn good. But for some reason, I don't know what they did this perk in BO3. It just isn't as good. But if you go back in BO2, it locks onto the head so nicely. And I guess on a map like Mob, where it's so close quarters, the perk is really damn useful. Overall, DEADSHOT is good, but not great. In the number 9 spot, we are going to continue talking about Mob of the Dead, and we have Electric Cherry. And Cherry was an amazing perk on Mob of the Dead. Why? It works so damn well with the Vitrolic Withering, since Mob is so close quarters. Whenever you get, stunned or trapped, Cherry always came in clutch. But on a map like Origins, that was the next map to have Cherry. It really wasn't that noticeable. And then in BO3, Cherry is pretty much on all the maps. And even there, you really don't notice Cherry all that much. The only reason why I have it here in the 9th spot is because it was so incredibly awesome on Mob, and I gotta give it some love. In the number 8 spot, we have VULTURE, and VULTURE is an amazing perk in Zombies. It's a very underrated perk, but unfortunately, it's only on one map. Fingers crossed it comes back in BO4, but VULTURE just does so many things. That's what makes it good. So you can see pretty much everything through the walls. So all perks, box locations, wall weapons. You have that green smoke on zombies, which pretty much makes the zombies ignore you for a 20-30 seconds. And then of course it has the point drops and the ammo drops, which is awesome as well. It does so many little awesome things, and I really wish it would come back to COD Zombies. In the number 7 spot, we have a Stamina Up, and a Stamina Up really doesn't sound like a super important perk. Running faster, like that's it, that's all I get for buying Stamina Up, but it is so incredibly useful. So the first thing is, on some maps, having Stamina Up is awesome. On a map like Transit, of course, on a map like Shadows or Revelations, heck, on any map, Stamina Up is always nice. Just running around the map faster is awesome, getting to down teammates faster, but also when training and getting in those higher rounds, having Stamina Up is really clutch for staying alive a lot longer, running through zombies faster. Just that extra little speed boost is the difference between, staying alive and downing. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we have Quick Revive, and there really isn't much to say about this perk. Obviously, in solo, Quick Revive is a must-have perk, because if you down, you want to keep going, you want to revive yourself, and because you do the game. In co-op, not so much. Like, Revive, it's nice to have it in co-op, but let's be honest, guys. If I'm playing a game of, let's say, BO2 Zombies, and I'm playing with 4 players, will I buy Revive? Probably not. In the number 5 spot, we have a PhD Flopper, and this one might be a little bit too high for you guys. You want it closer to that 1 spot, but PhD is definitely a very, very powerful perk. Unfortunately, it's really only in BO1. I know it's on Origins, but on Origins that's not that useful, and it kind of is on Buried as well, but obviously in BO1, PhD was one of the best perks in the game. Pairing that up with the Mustang and Sally's and the ray gun made it so OP. But then in BO2, it's on Buried, which a lot of people don't know about. And then on Origins, since you don't have the Sally's and you have all the staffs, PhD isn't that useful. But when PhD is in the right game and it's in the right situation, this perk is incredibly powerful. In the number 4 spot, I have a bit of a shocker, and that is Juggernog. What the heck? Juggernog in the 4 spot? How is Jug not the most important perk in Zombies? Juggernog's a boring one, let's be honest, guys. It's Juggernog. We all knew it was going to be high on this list, but I wanted the number 1 spot to be something you guys weren't expecting, or something that's a little bit different. So Jug is obviously nice. It gives you more health. It's one of the most important perks in the game, but personally, I think there are a couple of perks here in Zombies that are as important or a little bit more important than Jug. Coming in at the number 3 spot, I have Double Tap 2.0, and I'm a big fan of this perk right here. It took Double Tap and it turned into one of the best perks in COD Zombies. And the thing that this perk can do, it can take a gun that is mediocre on around 25 or 30 and turn the thing into an absolute beast. Double Tap 2.0 has the ability to take a gun like, for example, the M27, which is a pretty good AR without double tap, and turn it into a gun that is annihilating zombies on round 37, or a shotgun like the Haymaker turns that gun into an absolute zombie killing machine and destroying, you know, bosses on round 50 just because you have this one perk. Double Tap went from a perk that people didn't want and people ignored, and it turned into one of the best perks within Zombies. So in the number 2 spot, we have Widow's Wine, Black Ops 3's only new perk. Is one of the best perks within COD Zombies, and I gotta say, it's almost overpowered in a way, because Widow's Wine in those earlier rounds can be kind of annoying, but once you get into doing Easter eggs, you get into just surviving and going for higher rounds, Widow's Wine is just super, super clutch. And heck, even if you don't have Jug, Widow's Wine by itself can keep you alive. So coming in at the number 1 spot on my list, it's kind of obvious. It's the one perk I haven't mentioned, and that is a Speakle. Now I know, guys, I could have just gone ahead and plopped Jug here, but come on, that's boring. I don't want to do that. I want to spice things up, and I truly think that Speakle is one of those perks that we don't think about all that much. It's been Zombies since World of War, and, you know, fast reload, who cares? It's just fast reload. But try playing without Speakle, and then you'll really see how clutch this perk actually is. Ranking every perk from worst to best is definitely a fun vid to make, but to be honest with you guys, these perks are meant to be used together. There's a reason why we have, you know, 4 perk slots and not 1. So it's tough to say that this one perk is the best perk in Zombies, because we're supposed to use, you know, 4+ perks at a time. So it's more about the combos than it is the individual perks. Besides that, guys, for the video, drop a like, subscribe for more COD Zombies content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.